Whatever still hasn't found a clue. Now that you're here, we can help him find one.
How are you, sir?
Quite well, sir. How are you doing on this fine day?
I'm doing well. J-Hub is back.
Quite well,
His
sir. How are you
errands.
doing on this fine day?
Doing well. You got a feedback there. You got to close the window, maybe. I don't know what it is. Please don't ruin this broadcast. Tried very hard today. Make it a good broadcast. For once. More importantly, other folks tried less hard to interrupt and destroy the broadcast. So that's why it went well today as well. They didn't decide to storm in and harass me too much and try to bully me online. They're very upsetting people. Very violent and angry, and they're bullying. Jack Talcott wouldn't like that. So yeah, I love bringing up Jack Talcott when this guy Jay Hubs is here, because I know he's going to go over there later, and he's going to sit next to Talcott, listen to his insanity, and act like there's any value there. So I'm interested in that. I'm fascinated by that. I want to see how that goes. It's only a matter of time before he gets thrown out if he hasn't yet. You question anything Jack does, you're getting thrown out of there. So it'll happen. All right, you got any final words? J-Hubs, Intercult with Thoughts, Hacklebus.
No, y'all go first. I just got back. I don't even know what y'all talking about. I don't want to derail the conversation and what's on my mind. You know what I mean?
We're talking about love.
Go ahead and
brother.
Yeah, go ahead and feel free to give what's on your mind. I don't even remember what we were talking about. It's not important anymore. You can redirect and refocus if you wish.
No, man. I mean, basically every time I get on here, I'm just saying, focus on yourself, be the best version of yourself, and if everybody does that, it doesn't matter what the world is doing and everybody else is doing in the world, if we got 100,000 people of people that are focusing on themselves being the best they can do, then it doesn't matter. Everybody else, I always had this analogy. Most people are like black birds. I don't know, like in Texas, we have a season where it's like in your yard, it'll be like tens of thousands of black birds in your yard, right? I don't know what kind of birds they are, but in reality, it's only five of those birds that know what they're doing, and everybody else is just getting in line. You know what I'm saying? So if we doing what we got to do, if everybody does what they got to do and gets in line, and make the changes that they need in their own lives, everybody else is gonna get in line, man. It's not even that complex to overthink it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I got on it.
I agree with that. It's cliche at this point. Be the change you want to see, and the rest will take care of itself. But you made me think of one of the products that we have here. We could do a little bit of promotion for amaslave.com. So yeah, let's go to that. The Patriot Hydration Pack.
New levels of pleasure. New levels of release.
I fucking love my Patriot Hydration Pack. Oh, that feels good.
We got to get some mango flavor down there too.
That was funny.
You're right for Neil.
Anything with Talcott, New Jersey Jeep girl can't stand. She's put off by it.
Hey, I can't lie, man. I saw a random video on YouTube. I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about. It was like it was like some AI video somebody had made. And man, it was
what was it? What was he doing?
It was like He like went to DC and like went to crash the U-Haul truck.
Oh no, that wasn't AI, bro. You all keep saying that was AI. That was a real news story. Why you see? This is the thing. This is how rumors get spread. This motherfucker got in a U-Haul and drove it into a barricade.
I'm not gonna believe that.
He did, bro. He even got arrested at a pool trying to be naked around children at a pool, public pool.
Hey, Jack
He's trying to say this is AI right now. Do you know why? Because you saw the intro. This intro. That's why you thought it was AI. This is an intro that every video that has Talcott gets.
Tonight at 6, with our first look through courtroom sketches of the Spokane man, Jack Talcott, who's accused of ramming a U-Haul into a barrier near the White House.
Courtroom sketches.
And this is video of the
Can't make that up.
People from coast to coast and
It's not possible to reproduce that.
The Spokane County man told investigators he was doing that to get to the president. He had plans, and we're learning from all new court documents, new information that Jack Talcott's attempt to get to the White House happened on the north side of Lafayette Square. This gives you a better idea of actually how close to the White House that is.
Tonight, we have team coverage working to piece together what led up to this cross-country trip from his Spokane home to D.C. and what's happening now as he faces charges. Our own Caroline Hecker is outside of Talcott's home with a wealth of new information she's just gotten over the last 30 minutes.
This is a real
Caroline?
deal, bro.
Well, tonight we're getting our first look at those court documents that specifically detail the interview that he had with Secret Service agents just last night after his arrest.
Talcott's lost it when he did this.
Told them he bought a one-way ticket to Dulles, arriving about 8 o'clock last night. Once he landed, he says he went to a nearby U-Haul store, rented a truck, and headed for the White House.
My God.
Hours before FBI agents showed up at Jack Talcott's Spokane home, the case against him was already growing, mainly from an interview with the feds.
Right.
During that interview, Talcott told agents it was his goal to, quote, get to the White House, seize power, and be put in charge of the nation. When agents asked him how he would seize power, he told them he would, quote, kill the president if that's what I have to do,
Shocking.
and I would hurt anyone that would stand in my way. He told agents his actions had been successful because his intention was to get the attention of Secret Service. He made mention that his goal was to, quote, live without fear, and said he eventually started writing his plans to enter the White House and what he would accomplish if he was in charge. When asked about the flag he left at the scene, Talcott said it was a swastika and that he designed the flag himself because, quote, the Nazis have a great history, man. The affidavit goes on to say Talcott said he admired, quote, their authoritarian nature, eugenics, and their one world order. When asked if he looked up to any leaders, he told agents, quote, Hitler, because he was a strong leader.
Mein Führer, Talcott.
Now, that affidavit also went on to say that he had been planning this incident for the last 6 months. He could appear in court once again as early as tomorrow. Caroline Hecker, News 4.
Caroline, thank you for that update. The White House says President Biden was briefed on the whole incident earlier. Here's some of what the press secretary told News 4's Washington bureau.
Clearly, the president was here yesterday working at the White House, so of course he was here last night. But I can tell you that he was briefed by both the relevant agencies, if you will, law enforcement agencies who had to deal with the situation, and he's very thankful to them for their quick response.
There's still a lot to learn about the plans Jack Talcott had. News 4 investigator Susan O'Corey has been looking into his records and his past to learn more about the violent man.
U.S. officials familiar with the investigation are making it clear he's not someone who is known to them. They tell us he didn't come up on any watch list, but they are now considering him an emotionally disturbed person. They didn't give us more details on that, but we have learned he's been interviewed by multiple FBI agents, and during those made what were described to us as broad, vague threats towards the president, and he also brought up taking over the world. Tonight, we're talking to a man who was there outside the White House when this attack happened.
God.
Once I saw the truck back up and then ram the barricade again, I knew that this wasn't just an accident or a drunk driver or anything, that this seemed pretty
Talcott told me he was going to do this before he did it, too. He goes, I'm getting a U-Haul going to Washington. They told him to stay away from there.
White House.
If I had been just a little bit later, I would have been face-to-face with the driver.
The boy, who lives in the Washington, D.C. area, spoke
First
to
of all, you
News 4
can't even get through that
Investigates
barricade.
about
You
his
see how
close
easy
call.
it stopped
It's
that
just all
U-Haul?
really
You didn't even
surreal.
get
I was
anywhere
just
with
going
that.
for my normal run, and I usually run on the mall in the by the White House because it's, you know, there's a lot more security there and I feel safer. So you just don't expect that sort of thing to happen.
Investigators say the driver of the rental truck is Jack Talcott, a 49-year-old from Spokane, Washington. A U.S. official familiar with the investigation says the man flew out of Spokane on Monday night. The home listed to the man was quiet Tuesday, and police say that Talcott was not known to them. His name also isn't tied to any recent court records. The Office of Inspector General for the United States Postal Service did confirm that Talcott was recently terminated from his managerial position at the post office. During interviews with our investigators, his neighbors described him as an abusive and angry man and believed he was, quote, a threat to the welfare of public safety. We're going to keep looking into his background. Here in Washington, Spokane police say they've never been called out to Talcott's house, nor are they involved in the investigation. They stressed that they will help, but only if asked. Susan Alcori, News 4 Investigates.
You're muted or something.
Sorry, Wizard Creature. Yeah, the guy was saying that we faked that. That's AI. It's obviously no way to fake any of that. There's courtroom sketches. There's actual video. There's newscasters. I don't know what makes you think that anybody could fake any of that. So obviously, Jack Talcott is an emotionally disturbed, abusive man. That report was true and correct. We know that. And yes, he did hijack a U-Haul and run it into a barricade, among other things. We will have more reports on further developments. Thank you, Tariq, for your contribution. He says freedom and liberty. Your thoughts, Wizard Creature, on the shocking events past and present regarding Mr. Talcott?
Well, I find it incomprehensible, man. People are just fools. If you're going to believe somebody like Jack Talcott over this, then, you know, something's wrong. I mean, this is material evidence right in front of us.
Yeah, it's amazing how many times people don't believe their own eyes. Then they'll go there and listen to him and, you know, get trapped in his false love rap, completely ignore all the facts and evidence that lead to unimagined disagreements. Thoughts on any of that before we get out of here? You guys want anything else before I leave here? How can I serve any of you before I depart for the day?
Well, please highlight Hard Hat's comment there. Yeah, the sheep can't tell the truth no more. You fucking bitch ass slaves.
All right, give me a final word. We got Talcott at an hour. Paul, did I miss something? How is he pulling 500 plus views? Who is doing that? Who's pulling 500 plus views? What is he saying?
Jack.
When? Where? How? Why?
His recent videos are pulling 300, 400, 500 views easily.
Right? I don't understand. Isn't that what it's been?
Nah, they'll be like 200. So I don't know what's been going on the last few days, but they're back up. Maybe because he's, I don't know, brought a different energy, as he would say.
I don't know who's watching Talcott. I mean, people are going to come over from that Dr. Phil. It's got 14,000 views. The fake, well, it's not fake. I mean, they keep saying it's fake, but Talcott was also on Dr. Phil. So he's got 14,000 views and counting from the Dr. Phil appearance. So people might be coming over from that. I suspect a large portion of his viewers are people who check in for 30 minutes or less from this audience semi-regularly, either every other day or, weekly, to see him doing and saying the same shit. So I don't watch his numbers. I don't presume to know what he's doing or why or how. I mean, again, I live in a world where I created a monster because I like to gamble and I love the game. And part of me did all this with Jack because I wanted to see him get 1 billion views and $1 billion just so I could go, yep, this is how it would work. I'll do 150 live viewers indefinitely. Somehow Jack Talcott will rise to fame and success and then undo himself. That's why it's like you could be bitter about it if you didn't realize why it would be that way if it was that way. You kind of learn to see the comedy of errors that is this creation. So the same way I go on the live list and there's regular broadcast of some woman bitching and complaining and not even making sense, and she has 500 to 1.5 thousand live viewers, and there's lists of people doing that. So that's the way it's supposed to work, apparently. Well, I get 150, at best, maybe 180. These folks get thousands live viewers at a time and tens of thousands after the fact for just pure, unadulterated nonsense. If it wasn't that way, it wouldn't be the Dow, is what I'm told. So I have to go with that. Your thoughts, final thoughts. My father is here now. He's Talcott's new producer. That's good. Maybe between the two of you, you can produce something other than anxiety and depression. We look forward to seeing that, what you put together. Maybe you could produce a healthy bowel movement between the two of you. Look for that. So, I look forward to seeing my father, of course, on Jack Talcott's panel later today and not here. So we can really get down to all the dysfunction and embarrassment and humiliation. As always. Power, your thoughts?
I bet I was coughing. Yeah, Paul, why don't you come up here, man? Mr. Paul Sr.
Now, Pete Power, see the difference, right? Your father killed himself, and my father's still alive, and he's the living dead. So what's the upshot, right? Like, I could sit here and go, right. I'd be like, I'm thankful and grateful my father hasn't killed himself and he's still here to torment me, humiliate me, mock me, detract, diminish, false claim, bear false witness, and align with my would-be enemies. See? So it's all perspective, right? It's all subjective. What good is someone continuing to live if they're going to disgrace themselves, the truth, the living God, and our lineage? They're almost better off dead. Isn't that a sad state of beingness to be in? Where the people that you love and care about are almost better off dead because they accept so much less for themselves than what God has put forth as a potential.
And I think, to give some credit to, not even to give some credit, but I think that's a lot of what my dad saw. You know what I mean? And but what he did was the light, I guess. Or if he did, it was corrupted, I guess. But yeah, I think he knew what the fuck was going on, and it just ate him up to the point where he, couldn't deal with it anymore.
Right, but that's the coward's way out. Just like staying alive and not changing is a coward's way out. Killing yourself to avoid changing is a coward's way out. So they're just a living coward and a dead coward. There's no difference. You could choose to become better and do better and see more and get different results, or you could choose to live the way you've always lived or take your life. It's fucking nonsense. You get no way out of this walk, especially at the time we're in. It's not Leave It to Beaver anymore. This ain't 1950. It's a different climate politically, economically, interpersonally, socially. It's a whole different game that we're playing and looking at. And that's fine. We don't have to be fearful about it. Let's just stop bullshitting ourselves and each other. Let's get real with ourselves in the game that we're playing, and let's get active or shut our fucking mouths and play the background. Simple. Nobody gives a fuck anymore about everybody's thoughts and feelings and wants and non-wants and love stories that are all amounting to nothing because there's no action space of true care.
Change my background.
All right, give me a final word and I'm out of here. We got to rest up for Talcott in an hour. So we can turn up on him and show his hypocrisy and bias and anger and hate and bitterness and show how he's desperate for fiat while claiming we have to end the fiat system.
I'm pretty sure you touched on very, very briefly, though, right? The heiress subject.
Right, the god of chaos and the goddess of chaos and discord. Your new variant is named Eris because they're mocking you again. They're slave mocking. So
Right,
what would they name their Some might say if it's manufactured, that's the conspiracy theorists would say it's manufactured. If it was, what would they name it? The goddess of chaos and strife.
Well, if I can, I wanted to show how interesting the wording is here. If you wanted to accept my share screen, how it says that Eris is a feminine name of Greek origin that is sure to help baby. I guess because it's referring to people who are looking for a baby name. It's off a website that's related to that. The Bump, it's called. That is sure to help a baby embrace their dark, mischievous side.
Yeah.
Meaning strife. The name refers to Eris, the Greek goddess of discord. Thought that was quite interesting.
Sure helped me. The last 3 years, it sure helped me, reconcile my dark, mischievous side. Slaves want to slave and do slavery and genocide on themselves. What a great and interesting game to learn more.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's important to learn your sides. It's like I said the other day, I got 10 profiles on YouTube. Each one of them's a representation of a different character. You have to know how your persons line up. That's so you can keep your persons in order. Otherwise, they deem you incompetent for personality disorders.
Good to see John here. I don't know. It seems he only ever comes when Paul Enslaved is restreaming. He never goes to proper instruction. Do you not know we're over there now?
No, he's been over here. It's been a while.
Oh, okay. What's up, Hardot?
Not much, buddy. I'm kind of I worked a half day today, and it's probably today might be one of the last fucking 30-degree days we got. Hard to say, but I'm at the creek. I'm starting with these new guys tomorrow finally. And he's got an acreage, and I'm gonna just park my truck and camper out there and use this fucking flat deck 1-ton that I've been using for snow. Anyway, I'm just changing crews. This guy, no taxes, right? It's you just bill him and fucking it's all good. And he's got a beautiful fucking place. So it'd be interesting. I've worked for him for about 4 years during the winters. There's never been a problem with pay. It's kind of a new fucking start for me right now, in a sense. And the best part, Paul, I want to say, I remember I told this one of these guys on the old crew almost ran over a fucking woman and fucking 3 kids, right? And I walked off, I quit. But long story short, and the solution to that, what we used to say in AA, what's the solution? I don't want to hear about your fucking problems. What's the solution? But, I worked with these guys for a long time, right? And I fucking went at them, and it was just a bad scene. And to be able to kind of work with them for the last 2 weeks, they know I'm fucking nuts, and I care about my shit. And anyway, so it went good. We finished off today I didn't see him, but yesterday finished off, went out for a bite to eat, all of us. It was a good way to end, because so much of my life I would run and cause chaos, and there'd be all this shit up in the air, right? That you're leaving in your life, this fucking bad karma shit. And like my ex of 10 years, I just saw my dog and her, we get along. I still help out and support with the dog. It's not, I love her, right? I wish her the best. And it's a different change of how I was a long time ago, where it's just, you're creating, just negative chaos in people's lives, right? As you go through life, and it's a little change. So it was nice. It's nice to be able to end this on a good note. I still may drive big rig for him this winter, but man, I don't know. It's all good. I'm doing the same shit. Gonna get in a little more physical shit back to the concrete, but I don't know. It's good. It's been a neat year. It's been a neat journey, but good to see you, Wiz. Everyone else.
I mean, if everything's going well, one would think that regardless of what's happening with everybody else, you should see positive growth and changes and successes in one's own life and lifestyle. You know, presuming you're not letting your environment dictate the conditions of your inner space, which is a big if, I would say, with most people. So, yeah, people could be doing worse than ever, and you could be doing better than ever because you're following your purpose and walking journey, and you're hitting goals, and you know you're being authentic, and you're seeing learning and growth in your relationships with people and yourself. So that's been my experience. All right, come on, give me some final words, man. I gotta rest for Talcott. I need at least an hour to fucking gather my thoughts to go back into the insanity. I can't go seamlessly from one to the other like yesterday again. I was suffering a breakdown. You saw I ran out. I was like, I'm leaving. I gotta go. I can't deal with the retardation. I just fucking ran.
Well, I don't know if you're going on later, Paul. Maybe I'll go up and finger bang Jack for a little bit too. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll restream it just to keep his numbers down, to keep his ego in check.
All right,
If the numbers go up, he's going to start think he's succeeding off of this audience, and then he's going to start treating everyone like trash again, even more, acting like everybody's expendable. So I'll restream, keep the numbers low on his end, and then give people a place to chat. And then maybe I'll drop a link here and there or comment, and maybe I'll pop in, turn things up, and we'll do the Paul show again for like 6 months straight now. We'll do at least 2 hours of the Paulie show with the Broken Hoe specialist, the guest panel. All right, final words. Come on, people. Let's go. Don't drag this out. I want to eat.
All right. Well, you know me. I'm going to keep it real nice and short because I really don't give a fuck what you think about me anymore, really. You know, we know what I mean. But I do love you. So God bless and have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, Wizard Creature.
Good to see you, Hard Hat.
Hey, Wiz, I was hoping we could talk about the the burial trust subject when you get the chance.
You got my email.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not that I'm worried about my burial just yet, but so yeah, someone just reminded me about the storm coming my way. I'm not sure, you know, how we're going to be here because it looks like they're cooking up some weird type of storm. So but I just wanted to hit on, since I brought up the Eris meaning, the meaning of the storm. It's called Adalia. And another thing, apparently when you look up name meanings now, the first site that's recommended is the same website again, The Bump, about like how to name your child, but it comes from the meaning behold the sun. So it's just interesting in relation to what's just happened in Maui, of course, and how people don't really know what exactly happened there. Everyone's saying that they dude it, of course, but yeah, whether you know Harlow was in the chat recently. I really think it was him too. First time I seen him in the chat in like a half a year. But anyway, I'll let you go, man. Get your grub in. Peace and blessings, everybody. Much love.
Pogos and pedos, the optics are high. Say fuck big tech and just watch me jive. Marfugel, Monograph, the cupcakes too. Pay attention to me, daddy, let me dance for you. A 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5. All I want is daddy's love. The optics are high.
All right, you know, power.
That's a good one.
See you
man.
later, man.
I'm fucking classic. All right, y'all.
All right.
5 head.
All right, he's gonna be weird. He's being weird. He's doing weird shit. I'm throwing him out. That's it. All right, folks. Another one in the books. Officially, the most successful and best broadcast in history has just been completed once again. The honor is all yours. So I will grace you with my presence, seemingly an hour from now. If nothing else, to restream. I may even restream from the broadcasting headquarters, HQ, compound, as this is now known as. And while I'm restreaming here, I will maybe out and about on the unslaved mobile device. I may pop in and out. I may just let it run. But you folks can gather and chat and speak with each other and comment on Jack Talcott's insanity as always. So till then, get some rest and recuperation. If you haven't done your work for the day, you need to get it done. Get something done. Be productive. Stay co-creative, inspired, empowered. Stay empowering and inspiring for others. Part of being co-creative is being an influence in your circles and in the world. And if you can't find a wise man or woman for company, then go it alone, right? Rather travel alone than with a fool or a fraud for company. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you to the various contributors and supporters who contribute and support in various ways. You are blessings for me in this realm, angels of sorts, as such, of sorts. You are angels, not the dark angels, angels of light. All right, official Talcottian sign off once and seemingly forever again. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Praise God and much love.